Everybody, Case Hits Collectibles, and I wanted to kind of do like a more niche conversation about Disney Lorcana, specifically around the epic rarity. I've been asked in a few videos and comments to kind of discuss, what I was seeing on the epics. Not that, again, I'm the only opinion that matters. So obviously, there's tons of opinions about this. So let me know in the comments what you're looking at, what you think about epic rarity cards from the latest 4 sets, and click the like button if you don't mind. All right, so the epic rarity, right, was introduced with that 2-year anniversary Fabled set. And when it comes out, here's what they say. So this is the actual, article written by Ravensburger right here. And so they say epic cards feature frameless art, vivid rainbow foil finished, hollow foil symbols, and tinted text. These eye-catching cards are rarer than legendary cards, but not as rare as enchanteds. There are 18 epic cards in each set. So just like the enchanteds, there are 18 enchanteds, there are 18 epics. However, the pull rate for epics is more often than enchanted. So they fit right there in terms of pull rate. They fit in between non-foil legendary cards and enchanteds. They are a little bit more common than foil legendary cards. So if you're really looking at this, and one thing that we'll have to do another video about is foiled legendaries, but the epic cards were designed, right? They said that they wanted to give more collectible items for players and collectors. People were demanding more collectible cards, more chases, things like that. So they created this rarity to kind of fit in between there. What this does do, though, is now that you have 18, right? You have 18 epics, right? You have 18 enchanteds per set, per se. What this ends up doing is it really does kind of dilute the ability for you to get the card that you specifically want, though, from a booster box. Which means that people trying to collect master sets, people trying to, open a box, trying to chase their one card, it's less and less and less likely to actually hit the thing that you want. And this can create an interesting dichotomy when, box prices, as we've seen for these last 4 sets, box prices have been going pretty steadily from 100 up to 300. They seem to all be chasing this $300 per box level. And eventually, when you get up there above, I'd say above 200, 250, you're going to get to the point where people are going to stop ripping these boxes open, and they're going to start to use these boxes as a sealed investment, or, holding on to them long term, hoping that the value goes up in them. And then, who knows, maybe they'll sell them as a rip and ship in the future. Maybe they'll sell them for profit on the secondary market. Maybe they'll just literally keep them in a closet for 10 years, hoping that the game continues to grow and expand. And that they are actually like long-term investments. Who knows what people's mentality are with these things, right? So I'm looking at these and like epics. Yeah, I do think that the opportunity in epics is drying up just as quickly as anything else. However, there is still some opportunity, I think, there. Now, when you go to the epic screen, real quick, pull rates too. I wanted to talk about this. I just used my best estimates based on, used a little bit of Google searching and such, but it seems like epics are roughly 1 in 16 packs. So you can expect 1 to 2 epics per box, right? Legendaries, you were expecting about 4 to 6. I just call 5 on average, 4 to 5 on average per box. And then enchanteds are obviously roughly 1 in every 4 boxes is a good rate there, right? For 1 per case. So, and then iconics are roughly 1 in like 2,000 packs or something crazy. So iconics aren't really in the discussion. They're so rare. And like I was saying, like the higher these box prices go, the less and less likely it is that these things are going to be opened. If the boxes aren't being opened and the pull rates are this low and it's this hard and there's such a quantity of them, right? Just in enchanteds and epics, you have 36 different varieties of cards. So, you just do the math, like you're talking like hundreds of cases just to be able to, in theory, mathematically pull one of each of them that you want to pull. It's very challenging. And the prices go up, people are going to stop opening these boxes, which means ding, 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 right? Eventually, the quantity available is going to reduce, okay? Eventually, the quantity available will stop going up as people buy them, and they're no longer replenishing the supply onto the secondary market. Now, will these ever be as collectible as enchanteds or iconics? Absolutely. I think absolutely not. I think these are more the player version of, blinging out a deck. The opportunity to bling out a deck with a cool card. It's got some, like, it's almost like the enchanteds, right? Let's go over here to the first chapter, enchanteds. I'll be honest with you, there's really not much difference between the first chapter enchanteds and the current epics out there, right? All the hollow foiling, the borderless, the tinted, translucent sort of text and stuff, highlighting some of the artwork behind it, right? Like, it's, oh, wrong one. It's all kind of there in very similar style as the first set, enchanted. So that's got it. That's what's going for it. It's exciting, right? And it's a reprint of cards. It's a reprint of cards in the past. So this also helps kind of make these cards, tournament legal in the future. So there is value. There's utility and value. I do think that these were geared more towards players who wanted to have some bling and collectability in their deck. Anyway, all right, let's get to the creme of this conversation, right? People want to know, like, what do you think is a good deal for these enchanted, or these epics? Well, obviously, the more popular the characters, right? If they have very popular enchanteds from these sets, if the enchanteds are very popular, well, lo and behold, you can expect that the epics will probably be a popular character as well. So you can kind of just do the same thing I just did there, right? I just went to the enchanteds of the last 4 sets because the epics only, came out in the last 4 sets. And I can see what characters are driving a very high premium on the enchanteds. And then I can assume, like, okay, well, collectors and players and, and just Disney enthusiasts are going to want to probably collect the same types of characters in the epic artwork. As long as it's different, unique, bold. And these, look at the top 4 or 5 here. 6, maybe 7, 8. I don't know. You got Woody, right? You got Buzz. Obviously, classics. Right now, looking at this, Woody for $15. I'll go ahead and say, like, without thinking too much about it, I'd say this is probably a good pickup. It's gonna take time for you to get the price appreciation because these aren't as sought after as sealed boxes, enchanted, iconics. So it's gonna take time. But yeah, for $15, you've got a consistent sales volume right here. There's probably not too much downside risk of picking up some of these at $15, right? So Woody, right? Woody, iconic character. He's in his cowboy regular costume outfit, playing guitar by a campfire with some marshmallows and stuff. Like, bing, good. Buzz Lightyear, obviously. Mickey Mouse, Aurora, Elsa, Stitch, Rex. Rex is the unique one. I know a lot of people have been hyping up Rex, and I understand why. Like, Toy Story's out. This is the only card, really, the highest rarity card with Rex on it, and it's got Woody and Buzz in the background. There's a lot of little things. I'm not too big on the Easter egg hunting of the cards. I don't think that's really what the big selling point to me, but maybe it is to other people. Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, right? So it makes sense why these are up here. Now let's go the other way. Let's go back to, like, where some opportunities maybe. So we go back to these cheaper epics. So these are the epics that kind of nobody cares about. And look, it's a telling thing, right? Look at the quantity of listings. That's the number one thing you want to look at if you're looking for in terms of value. If you're just collecting, just buy whatever you want. But if you're looking in terms of value, 143 listings of Lyle Tiberius. Okay, it's $1 per card. Sure, you could take $1,000 and you could buy this card out and make it all of a sudden a $10 card. Whoop-de-doo, but then you just wasted all that money, right? So the 143 listings, anything over 100 listings, I would say is going to have a very hard time of having any kind of like appreciation in the near future. It's just too many of them available, and it's obviously glaringly proving that it's an undesirable card because there's that many listings available. Now, Minnie Mouse right here, I think Minnie Mouse, I think this is a slept on card. I think this is a great artwork of Minnie Mouse. I think this is a completely slept on card. I'm probably going to pick some of these up. Full disclosure. If I'm looking at the graph here, like, have we bottomed at $2? I don't know, maybe. But if you find one of these sellers that has like 10 copies with free shipping or something, you probably should just go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to pick up like 4 or 5 of these. Again, whatever, get a play set. Just get a play set. If you're a player, get a play set. If you're a collector, get a play set. Whatever. Donald Duck could be. I don't know how popular Donald Duck is anymore. I'm in there in age, and Donald Duck wasn't that popular back when I even actually watched or cared about Disney when I was a kid. He was there. He was a character, but he's kind of just a goofy, annoying character. He wasn't the most exciting character, but he's there. Let's see, Pocahontas right here. I mean, come on, dude. Pocahontas, Steadfast Traveler, the iconic or whatever. This card is a beautiful card. The Enchanted is a beautiful card, right? I think that this one has opportunity. Again, we're talking about $2 cards. So what's your downside risk here? I don't know. It's pretty much none. That's what I'm saying. Just buy. If you want to go crazy, whatever, do you? But I would say just buy a playset of these. You know, you spend $10, you get a playset of 4. So if you ever do build a deck, you can have some really cool cards in it. Otherwise, you just put them, you know, sleeve them up and put them in your binder, and you've got a really nice looking binder page, and you've spent $10. So Pocahontas, I would say go for it. Minnie Mouse, I would say go for it. Again, I'm looking for iconic classic characters that are underappreciated. This Merida, it's hard to argue this Merida is any like better or worse than the than the iconic Merida. I mean, this is a sick card. This is, again, we're looking at the bottom of the graph. It's going up a little bit, so it'll have a correction probably like in the next couple weeks, but we're looking at, you know, $4, you know, $4 or $5 a card. Again, another playset for $20. I don't see why that would be a problem. So Merida, Pocahontas, maybe Mulan. Mulan's pretty popular, like not for my age group, but like younger than me, pretty popular. Minnie Mouse, definitely. Pocahontas, definitely. I mean, Aladdin's up there. That's pretty cool. Goofy, I mean, you know, not, again, he was kind of like a goofy character, like not the biggest deal. I might pick up some of these Merlins just because I'm a big fan of like Sword in the Stone and stuff. So I might grab some of these. Probably, again, I'm saying that you should just get a playset. You get a playset now while it's cheap. If it goes up to crazy prices and you say, hey, you know what, like this is 10x or something, all of a sudden these $4 cards are $40, and you want to sell them, like it makes sense. Okay, you know, you sell your playset, you make some profit. But if it doesn't go up, you have, again, really cool cards, like really great artwork. So now we've got to like repeat it here, right? We've got another Minnie Mouse, Ghost Hunter. Again, I think all the different varieties of Minnie and Mickey are probably solid plays. Goofy being Goofy. Another picture of Aladdin here. So, you know, maybe a playset of all of the Minnie Mouses because they're all so slept on right now. Yeah, I think that's plenty, right? That's plenty to start with here. You can go through, do the same math that I did. I'm looking at quantity listed, right? Quantity listed. I'm looking at quality of character and, you know, artwork, and whether or not it's an iconic character from the Disney movies or not. So yeah, I mean, I hope you appreciate that, guys. Just a little bit talk about epics are out there. They were designed to be sort of like the collectible, another collectible piece, another chase, to get like the pack opening experience a little bit more fun. And I think it probably succeeded because Fabled sets onward have been just absolutely amazing. But as these box prices, again, recap, as these box prices keep pushing 200, 250, 300, people are going to stop opening them. They're going to stop chasing the iconics because it's just going to get to the point where they're going to put that away as a sealed long-term investment, you know, for at least a couple years, right? And they're going to flip it into the future, and people, or they're going to sell it as a box break to somebody at some point in the future. But you're going to see these cards, these listings are going to stop getting supply, and then eventually people are going to buy them, and then the price is going to go up. So yeah, I'd buy a playset of, you know, Pocahontas, Merida, Minnie Mouses, you know, stuff like that. That's where I'd be focused for now. And then, yeah, if you want to go back and pick up something else, you know, that you think, let me know what you guys think, which characters you think are, you know, so important to the stories and stuff that you would pick them up as well. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching. And again, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Peace out.